Chapter 26 Tang Tian. I'll spar with you. When Ye Xuan'er heard Tang Ping's words, she stood up and clenched her fist as she spoke to him. She obviously knew that Lin Xiu wasn't good at martial arts, and Tang Ping and the others were clearly bullying him. Xuan'er, how could I fight with you, huh? Tang Ping laughed. My name is Ye Xuan'er. Ye Xuan'er knitted her brows and scoffed. What's the matter? Don't tell me that senior Lin Xiu is afraid. Tang Ping didn't care about what Ye Xuan'er said and continued laughing at Lin Xiu. His words were extremely vicious. If Lin Xiu didn't agree to it, it meant that he could even defeat a junior high student. When this news circulated, Lin Xiu's reputation would be tarnished. Sure, I will spar with you. Lin Xiu raised his brows and stood up. Tang Ping was elated when he heard that. Great, he would have a chance of teaching Lin Xiu a lesson openly then. Brother Lin Xiu, Ye Xuan'er tugged Lin Xiu's arm anxiously. Tang Ping's expression turned nasty when he saw this scene. It will be fine. Lin Xiu rubbed her little head and smiled, which made Ye Xuan'er blush. She pouted, I'm not a little kid anymore. Come on. With everyone crowding around, the two people stood in the middle of the training ground. Tsk, Brother Tang Ping is a genius, who is close to being a quasi-warrior, and that loser actually dares to spar with him. One of the students chuckled loudly. Huh, Brother Lin Xiu wouldn't lose. Ye Xuan'er clenched her little fist and said angrily. That was what she said, but Ye Xuan'er was still quite worried in her heart. Begin. Lin Xiu took a deep breath and said to Tang Ping, Genius? That young lady he met was the real genius. Lin Xiu just ran 19 rounds, and his body was still laden with a weight of over 100 kilograms. So it was still quite strenuous for Lin Xiu. But dealing with Tang Ping shouldn't be an issue. Tang Ping charged over instantly after Lin Xiu spoke, and he was very fast. He waved his fist directly and came towards Lin Xiu. Oh no! Seeing this scene, Ye Xuan'er's expression changed, and Lin Xiu seemed like he was just standing at the same spot and hadn't come to his senses yet. Tang Ping laughed sinisterly, and just as his fist was about to hit Lin Xiu suddenly waved his fist out. A loud bang resonated, and Tang Ping's expression became ugly. He was shocked by the force that came from Lin Xiu's fist and took a few steps back. Senior Lin Xiu, not bad. Try this move of mine. Tang Ping's expression changed slightly as he sneered. Then he put out his palm and continued attacking Lin Xiu. Tang Ping's flying ash palm may be a bronze skill, but he is very good at it. Lin Xiu is doomed. One of the students burst out in laughter when he saw this scene. Flying ash palm was a quick and every move cut through the air as the surrounding air made resounding, swishing sounds. Lin Xiu frowned and his body wanted to dodge, but with the heavy weight his speed was reduced tremendously. Lin Xiu managed to dodge the first two attacks, but when Tang Ping's next palm came, Lin Xiu got hit with a bang and took a few steps back. He nearly fell to the ground. Tang Ping didn't stop at all at this moment. He continued his victorious pursuit and charged toward Lin Xiu. Tang Ping continued using the flying ash palm and kept attacking Lin Xiu's body one palm after another. Good, well done! Tang Ping saw that he was making Lin Xiu retreat backwards, but Lin Xiu still didn't fall, which made him frustrated. With his next attack, he must strike at the top of Lin Xiu's skull. Even if Lin Xiu didn't die, there was a good chance of brain hemorrhage, and he might even become a vegetable. Be careful! Ye Xuan'er's face turned pale when she saw this scene. She wanted to run inside to block. Lin Xiu's pupils constricted when he saw this incoming attack. Just as the palm was about to strike his crown, Lin Xiu used all his might and used his arm to block. Tang Ping's palm landed directly on Lin Xiu's arm. Before he withdrew his palm, Lin Xiu grabbed him by the wrist with both hands and twisted it without holding back at all. Crack! And Lin Xiu had twisted Tang Ping's wrist at a 90-degree angle. Ah! Feeling the intense pain, Tang Ping's eyes widened and he howled in agony. At this moment, Lin Xiu landed a kick directly on Tang's pinned abdomen and sent him flying. This unexpected scene scared everyone, and nobody expected that Lin Xiu, who had been getting attacked, would actually launch a counterattack all of a sudden. And this counterattack was actually so powerful. Lin Xiu, I want to kill you. I want to kill you. Tang Ping got up with the help of those people who were with him just now. His eyes were full of resentment, and his originally handsome face turned vicious. Since he was little, when was he ever hurt so badly? He was the young master of Tang family, and this chap actually broke his wrist. This was unforgivable. Brother Lin Xiu, are you all right? Ye Xuaner stood in front of Lin Xiu at this moment and looked worried at Lin Xiu's body. Don't worry, I'm fine. Lin Xiu shook his head. Those vests, wrist guards, and leg guards were very burdensome, but they provided a certain level of protection too. Also, with his quasi-warrior physique, Tang Ping's flying ash palm just now was formidable, but it didn't cause a great deal of damage to him. Just then, Lin Xiu sensed a figure flashed by next to him and his pupils constricted. Be careful! Lin Xiu pushed Ye Xuaner away quickly. At this moment, he didn't have the time to dodge any more, and a sharp pain came from his chest as he was sent flying. His back rammed against the wooden pile, and with a loud bang the wooden pile collapsed. Pfft! He spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. Brother, break all 4 of his limbs! Tang Ping yelled when he saw that man walking over. The intense pain was making him go crazy. Lin Xiu looked over, and a man who looked quite similar to Tang Ping was staring at him coldly. Lin Xiu thought about it and knew who this person was. Quasi-warrior Tang Tian. His photo appeared on the Academy bulletin board before. He was at the 100th place on the combat strength list, the vice president of the Academy's first technique society. You broke his wrist. I want all 4 of your limbs. Tang Tian strode towards Lin Xiu and said,